yoga teacher training was something that I had wanted to do for a very long time. I'd never really made the time to do it, but with this, I really made myself set the time aside and sign up for it. Of course, there's an element of personal development that you're looking to find, but what I ended up finding, I think, is very different than what I initially sought, because your expectations of this are far less than what you actually receive. I mean, you could say I was expecting personal development, or I was expecting to come out being able to teach a class, but those are very rudimentary goals in comparison to what actually comes after 3 weeks in a teacher training with Zuna Yoga. One of the most amazing things I've learned over the past 3 weeks was definitely the more you know, the less you realize you know, which is kind of, a cliche, stereotypical thing to say, but it's very true. It's kind of like looking through a keyhole, through a door, and seeing this whole other world on the other side, and you realize you're getting just a peek at something that you didn't even know existed. And just kind of the awe and wonder that goes along with that. It's like you can't really expect anything about what you're learning, because it's just something new. It's like learning that there's this whole other side, a whole other way of thinking that exists that you never really even fathomed. So that's pretty wild.
All of the cliches that people used to tell me, well, most sort of came true. Like, but I've never experienced it so profoundly in my own life, but now I have. Things like Everett's favorite, where the mind goes, the body will go, and things about breath work and stillness. When the day when he introduced yoga nidra, and he said, complete beginners who do yoga nidra for the absolute first time, and they can go like, oh, I now know what yoga is. And when I did it, it did feel like that, because it literally was one thing and one thing only: stillness. And there was absolutely nothing to do with how I felt today, or anything with the mind. It's just being still. And it's been a eye-opening experience, I would say. Also, I guess I have had the chance to really, in a way, sort out, personal thingies, and sort of get a little bit more clarity. Yeah.
I've learned so much about myself, whether it's through the understanding the chakras or the doshas, but I think what's really hit home is that yoga is so much more than just a physical poses practice. That's just one little part. And I don't think I got that. And now it's important and it's great and I love it, and I'll always do the physical aspect of it. But that whole connecting to something higher, the Buddhi thing just really got me, or just grabbed me. I just love that, that there's something more. And you can get there through other tools, not just poses, through meditation. I would do a little, at the end of a yoga class, do a bit of breathing, a bit of but I didn't really get it. And now you've got this tool that you can use to find that enlightenment or take you a step further. That's really awesome to know. It opened my eyes up that yoga is not just poses, it's not just physical. The best part of yoga is not physical, actually. That is just really, I just can't wait to go home and practice these other parts of yoga that can help me or reach a higher, find my purpose, I guess. Yeah.
Breathing. It sounds very simple, but it's not, is it? So breathing across all of everything we've done in class, even outside, watching your own breath, how it makes you move, how it makes your reactions or it tells people your reactions to something and how you can see it in other people. Whether it's just breathing, lying on your back, and when you're thinking in poses in class, or breathing in meditation, or just walking about your daily life, having a better understanding or a renewed sense of what breath is about and how it is really quite poignant in your life. That's quite a big thing. That made me really emotional.
I think that's what it is. Pinpoint one thing, but it's probably the beautiful silent mornings and meditation also, and mantras. Yeah, mantras, definitely.
Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. It makes me emotional thinking about it. I'm really sad to have to leave because I just feel like there's so much more that I want to learn, and yeah, I think it's opened a door for more, and it's exciting. Letting go of the way I think things are supposed to look, and learning more about how they're supposed to feel. Because we come from a studio where there's mirrors, so constantly looking at ourselves in the in the mirror. So it's a big change coming here and there's no mirrors and having to feel everything.
I learnt that I was not breathing properly. Just, yeah, that sounds really silly. In theory, everyone's breathing every day, but it has a lot of effects on you without you even realizing, when you're just constantly breathing into your chest, and makes you fairly anxious and things like that. And it just makes everything that you go through in life a little bit more difficult, because you've been building up all these things, and it makes you slow down a little bit more, because it takes you a lot longer to breathe as well. So that was probably the thing that stood out to me, because I did not expect that at all. Like, who comes to yoga and yoga teacher training and says that they learned how to breathe? So yeah, that would be my thing that stood out to me, and the thing that I'd want to take away with me the most, because it's something we're doing all the time. My perception of reality has completely changed, and that's something that I think that I could never go back to, and it's nice to know that if I ever sort of started to feel detached from the way that I feel now, that I can always come back to that just by sitting down and thinking about it. And just there's more to life than what I thought there was before I came here, and I kind of knew that already, and that's kind of why I wanted to come and explore that and realize that, or have someone else embed that thought and say, well, you're exactly right.
I'm 20, so I haven't got a huge amount of world experience. Not that everybody on this course has or think that they have, but I've learned a lot more about what people are capable of, and what you're capable of, and how you can take that capability in a grander sense to the world, and like just see so many inspiring people, what you guys have done with your life, your background, coming out here and teaching yoga. That was really inspiring, and just kind of thinking about life in general, and what everyone can achieve in a much grander sense.
The breath could transform your whole practice. I didn't think that I did, but I did look at yoga as a very physical thing, and this training just like pulled apart everything I almost thought I knew and put it all back together in a completely new way. And yeah, I love that. Yeah.